Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this live video. This is Cobus Visser speaking, and looking forward. Okay, there's someone coming in, so just hold on for a second as we're waiting for Marika to join us, and we're going to talk about the lessons of fire. Okay. Welcome, Marika. Is jy daar? Are you there?
Yes, I had a blonde moment.
Yeah, you just disappeared, but I see we are live now, so I don't know if you can maybe look at, you see if you can get it and maybe share it on the group. At last, yeah.
Yes, finally. No, I can't share it from here. I have to share it afterwards.
Okay.
Because we're on Zoom, yes.
Oh, so you are there. Go onto your, do you have your phone close by?
Yes, I'm on my phone actually.
Okay, so go to my Facebook page and you will be able to share it from there. Cobus Visser, yeah, and then you can do it from there. So let me get ready. We are recording. I'm just going to give Marika a chance to share and get ready for this evening. So please let us know in the chat box just where you're from and you know, are you looking forward to this talk tonight? I'm going to give over to Marika now to share and just introduce me. Marika is from Marika is from Life Purpose Coaching. She's also the admin of Coaches Network, and so we're doing this live. We were supposed to go live at 8 p.m. and this magic happened. So Marika, over to you to introduce and about what we're talking about, and then we take it from there.
Great, thank you, Cobus. Yeah, and apologies. I think we should call this session "Having Patience with Marika and Her Lack of Technology Knowledge." But yes, we really look forward to having you talk to the coaches again. We've had you last year. You did a topic on marketing for us, and it was brilliant. I still remember quite a few coaches going back to that and really going through step by step. And I mean, you're one of those people that always give too much information, a lot of value. So it was really awesome. And we also had you on our radio show, our very first one, actually. We are going to invite you again to our next. There's a few changes that happened, so we look forward to having you again there. So yes, thank you so much for again joining us and sharing your knowledge with the coaches. And today's topic is lessons that you've learned from firewalking. So I'm quite interested in that. That's something I've never done. It's still on my bucket list to come do the firewalking with you.
So what are you doing on Wednesday night coming?
I wonder. It seems we're going to walk on fire.
Of course, yes. I do a firewalk here in Centurion. So, but we will talk about that at the end. So just start thinking about it. It's a weeknight, so you're probably not going to be that busy. But yeah, thank you, Marika, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And can I start sharing screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, it's all about giving value. Sometimes giving too much, but you know, there's never too much. I think it's important to give, especially in a time of this that we need to do, give value and learn as much as we can. So thank you for those who are watching live. Please, at least in the live box, put in your chat and ask any questions. If there is at the end of it, we will go through it, and I will just quickly log into Facebook and see if there's any questions. Like you said, Marika, you know, it's opportunity to learn from fire. So for those who don't know, I'm Cobus Visser, Cobus with a C. One thing about me is they call me also the Superman of Africa. That is why, if you look at my logo, it looks like the Superman logo, yet it's just my name, C, and a V called for Cobus Visser. But also it looks like a diamond, you know, and how does a diamond being forged, so Marika? What makes it's pressure and fire, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
apparently.
Yeah, so you know that's what fire does. It brings out the full potential out of you, and you know it gives you to become that special you that you are meant to be. So as we go on, I quickly, just for those who have never met before, I have like a short promo video I want to run through and just share with everyone, just so that you can get a feel of what I do. And there's one or two people that are saying something in there, and then we're going to go further.
Thank you.
This is the man who got me transformed and got me walking on fire, and everything went kaboom. Changed, transformed.
And he's a millionaire speaker. How many of you are willing to go for the impossible to reach the possible? Are you willing to take the steps? Are you willing to get that focus? What is your why? Your why? Your why? How many of you are willing to step up? But to step up and raise our standards, we need to challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zone.
He's just got a beautiful, beautiful heart. He's authentic. He's real. He wants to make the world a better place.
Just walked on fire. Brilliant.
Wait, I'm actually stepping on fire.
To anybody else who walked on coals, do it.
As you just heard, you know, if you haven't walked on fire yet, just
Awesome.
do it, Marika. You need to do
Oh,
it.
wow. That's amazing. Robert Banks. How cool is that?
Yeah, you know, I'm probably one of the only man that I've ever gotten a kiss from Robin. I've just shared the video the other day.
Kids.
Yeah, I was at an event, right? And so we
Oh,
did a
wow.
firewalk. We were in New Zealand, and we did the firewalk, and I introduced, he introduced me, and then I talked in front of everyone. And so one time at one of my retreats, I had a New Zealander visiting me in South Africa. And so because I teach people how to hug, he said, no, he wants to teach me the New Zealand way. And the New Zealand way, they call the pongi or the hongi, right? And so where you put nose on nose and forehead on forehead. Now, just to give people an idea, when we did this, and he showed me this on my retreat, it was about like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So we were tired. We had some beers in because we were celebrating. It was the end of the retreat. And when he came up to me, I thought, oh, he wants a brotherly kiss. That's how they do it in New Zealand. So I kissed the guy. So now we're in New Zealand, and I tell the story about the first mate of, and the guy was a Maori from New Zealand, and I told him how I met my first New Zealander and the hongi. And Robert says, yeah, but I know what it is. I say, Robin, come here, I need to show you. And so we did the same thing, and I gave Robin a kiss on stage. And since then we are like very, very close friends. So
Oh,
Robert,
that's awesome.
yeah. Okay. So if we get back to firewalking, you know, firewalking changed my life. You know, firewalking allowed me in my life to raise my standard. I think every time that one walks the fire, it pushes you to excel. It pushes you to push yourself out of your comfort zone and through that fear. You know, Gandhi said, everything starts with a belief that becomes our thoughts, that becomes our words. Now, it is so important because if I usually ask, how many of you believe fire burns? And you will find that most people will say, yes, you know, put up their hands because we believe, you know, why? Because of experience in the past that we've had about fire and how we've been brought up, and also our thoughts of the future. But what if I get burned? So that what if scenario. And, you know, Marika, that one thing is important is, you know, yes, fire does burn. Fire is dangerous. But what if I showed you a way of walking over fire without getting burned? Doesn't that then start having you to question your beliefs about fire? You know, so what other beliefs do you hold on so dearly, but you never question them because you accept it to be true? And this is one thing that the fire does. It challenges you to start challenging your own beliefs about finances, it's about business, about everything about yourself, what is possible. And this is what firewalking did for me for the first time. You know, my first time walking on fire was 2011. I was invited. I wanted to give up in life. I didn't feel good. I just gone through treatment for hepatitis C. You know, hepatitis C is a disease of the liver. I was very sick for a year. And so didn't feel like living anymore. And then my friend invited me to a retreat, one by the name of a guy that hosted it was Hannes Dreyer. And at this retreat, Hannes Dreyer had a firewalk. Can you believe it? And I was there. Yeah. Do you know Hannes Dreyer, Marijke?
No, I don't know him.
So Hannes is a property expert, the self-development. He's been doing webinars since the early 2000s, right? And, you know, he was ahead of his time. And yeah, he had a fire walk. And that night I walked on fire and my life changed. I remember that night I didn't sleep. I just lost my virginity, you know, to the fire. And that's what we call you, you know, for those who haven't walked the fire yet, you're a fire virgin.
Yeah, I'm a virgin, yes.
Yeah, so it's always an honor for me if you come and walk my fire, because, you know, after that, you're not a virgin anymore, you are a fire walker.
I look forward to that, yes.
Yeah, so it is life-changing and it's amazing. So that night my life changed forever. So I just want to see if I have another slide coming up. So for me, it's not to show all my slides, but to get to the ones that are important are there. So, you know, just to give you an idea, the fire is 500 to 600 degrees Celsius. Now, Marijke, just to give you an idea how hot that is, aluminium melts at 250. Right?
Sure.
According to doctors, at 150 you get third-degree burns, and yet here we are walking over 500 to 600 degrees Celsius of fire. So
it's some mind power on a next level.
Definitely, and that is, you know, the other thing is it brings us to apply mind power. You know, it's not any theory anymore. You know, it just now shows us how powerful our mind is, that we are in control, because if we can do this, we can do anything. Yes. And that is the other connection to the fire that we take away, because no matter what challenges you face in your life, that, you know, after you've walked over fire, you can always just take it back to say, but if I can do that, I can go through this. Because here's the thing. Before you stand in front of that fire and you have to walk, you have a little voice in your head that goes on, can I do this? Is this possible? No, man, I'm going to burn. So there's a little voice that stops you from taking the right action. The little voice that doesn't believe in your potential, that doesn't. So one thing is, in front of the fire, you start getting to know on what voice you should start listening to. The one that believes and empowers you, or the one that says, no, you're going to burn, you're going to not do this. So quickly, you need to decide in your life for which voice you're going to listen to. And then comes the next powerful thing about firewalking. You have to take action. You see, we all want goals and we all want dreams that we want to achieve in life, but to get that, we need to take action. But here's the thing, the first step. I remember when I had to walk my firewalk for the first time, that first step was the most difficult of all of it. Because I have to move forward. Yeah. So, you know, now I walk. So I take that first step. So one thing that we do is we teach is also, you know, the importance of focus. What do you focus on a daily basis? Because where focus goes, energy flows. So Marijke, I'm going to ask you a question. If I walk over the fire, looking at the fire and seeing the fire and looking down, what will happen to my feet?
You're going to burn.
Yes, because that is where my focus is. My focus is, and I was saying as well, you know, whatever I see, whatever I hear, or self-talk, is what makes me feel. And the moment I feel it becomes my reality. If I look at the fire, I see red, I see fire, I feel fire. What is my reality? It's fire, it's burning. So the one thing that we do is we say, focus on your end goal. What is it? Why would you want to walk this fire? So first and foremost, I say to people, you know, sometimes I forget my whip, right? Because otherwise I just use my whip to get you across the fire. But if I forget it today, I say, okay, why would you want to walk the fire? Because I'm not there to force you. Because most of the people that always ask me, so why should I walk on the fire? You see, now that's the reason. You know, I'm there to help you, to guide you, to find your reason to walk over the fire. Because the fire is just a metaphor that allows us that we can always look back at it has an impact on our life. That we it's basically in NLP life coaching, we talk about anchoring. It's basically anchoring this moment in your life that whenever you go through anything, you can recall this, because this is the same feelings you're going to get when you ever have to make difficult choices. So by having your why, okay, you have something to focus on. So you have an end goal. So you keep on looking up when you walk. You don't look at the fire. The next thing is we chant the words ice, cold. And the reason for that is this is like ice blocks that we are walking on, and it's cold. And the amazing thing that we do is because it keeps the mind busy. So what do you hear? You hear ice. You focus on your goal. What are you feeling? You're feeling ice. So when you get to the other side, you look back, and 99% of the guys look back and like, but was that real? Because it was ice cold. I get so many people that I want to walk a second time, and then the second time, the problem is what they do is they look down because the first time was too unreal. It's just like, this is not real. And then they look down, and then the fire say, I am here.
Wow. That's amazing. And the thing is, afterwards, I'm sure that there's so much more that you feel able to do, because you know that voice and you know the power that you have to overcome that negative voice. I think it opens up a whole new world for you.
Definitely. Because now you know how you can conquer that little voice, because now you know which voice you need to listen to, because your life will never be the same again after a firewalk. You will always remember. I still, out of all my firewalks, I still remember my first firewalk. I remember where I was, what I was thinking, how I was feeling. And it was the catalyst in my life that changed my life around, that propelled me to be on this. And one thing about after the firewalk that is so important is to celebrate, because sometimes we forget to celebrate our victories. And the celebration is just another way of anchoring the moment even more. And this is why it's so powerful. Now, just to give people an idea, I'm a hemophiliac, so I face pain on a single, basically on a daily basis. So, I face the pain. I face the reality where the doctor said, Cobus, you need both your ankles to be replaced. You have to have your elbows replaced. I could either accept that as my reality, or bring me back and say, the mind is powerful. If I just apply the lessons I've learned, maybe my body can heal itself and recover. And this is the challenge that we sometimes face. The fire is real. It's going to burn. It's fire. But if we change our perspective and why we want to do it and learn from it. So here's the one thing that we say when we walk over fire. We set intentions. Now, what is an intention? Intention is ask for what you want, not for what you don't want. So I use this as an example. We've never had it rain at any of our firewalks, because before we start a firewalk, we ask for clear skies. I was on Hawaii, and we had a firewalk and it was raining, but we still built the firewalk because we have this belief, whatever you want, you will get. Yes. So we asked for it. The moment we lit the fire, we had a sail over it so that we could light the fire. Guess what? The rain stopped. And we could have a house in a rain jungle, right?
That's amazing.
It stopped. Everyone, there's plenty of times with Robin Banks, then it's like raining and it's like, we should cancel tonight. I like, Robin, trust me. And guess what? After we've lit the fire, the rain stops, and then we walk the fire. And at the end of it, Marika, this is the power. When we close the fire, guess what happens?
It starts raining.
So here's another thing. We were in Namibia, and so we set the intentions. The guys were so mad at us when I said we don't want rain. That's why we're asking for clear skies, that they wanted to kill us. So you can't say this in Namibia. We are dry. We need the rain. So we changed it around. Okay, so you need the rain. So let's walk for rain. Let's all ask, let it rain. And so we all said, let it rain. So the next morning on our way to the airport, guess what started happening?
Oh, wow. Beautiful rain.
It rained. and I remember it rained for like 2-3 weeks. They sent us videos of the rivers that ran with water that have never ran before. Now, people say, yeah, Cobus, but can it be really that? Well,
you're just lucky.
You're just lucky. Well, I just say, in the end of the day, it's not us. I just say life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who love to use it will bear the fruit of it. Where more than one is, and whatever you ask for, so will it be. So we were 250 people, and we asked for rain. So God blessed us with rain, you know. So
Yes.
God is still in control if He wants it to rain or not. But if we don't ask, and this is the other lesson from the fire, we need to ask for what we want. We need to ask. And so the importance is, Mareike, while I'm sitting here, you know, what do you want?
What do I want? That's it's funny that you asked me that question, because I ask that question to my clients every single day, and then when it's asked to me, no, what I want is just to be authentic. I guess it's become more and more authentic than I can be.
And that is the power. Now, let's come it back, and that is one thing. But before this whole session started, you told me about something else. And
yes.
You said to me, and I think this is where the power lies, because remember, you change as a person and you grow, and there's certain things sometimes. But there was one thing you talked about being on TV. You were recently on CakeNet and a few shows. What happened? You said you did something beforehand for a week or 2 weeks, and then it happened. So what happened?
Yes, I used some mind power of your friend Robin Banks. In February, I think my week exercise, because mind power is those weekly focused exercises that you do in the morning. Well, for me, it's in the mornings. So I spent about a week, maybe 2 weeks, just visualizing being on TV. Now, I've never been on television before, so I just closed my eyes and, just imagined cameras in front of me and what it will feel like and what I look like on being on TV. And so I left it. And that is where the key lies. I actually told the story to one of my clients today as well. I didn't have that expectation or that desire, like, oh, when is it going to happen? It's been weeks now. I visualized it and I left it. And out of the blue, but not really out of the blue, someone phoned me from CakeNet in May to ask me, hey, we've got this program, Spreekkamer, would you like to be hosted on it? And obviously, yes. So, no, I promise you, the power of visualization in the mind, it's something else.
And Mareike, and that is what it's about. You're asking for what you want. And this is where the fire even makes it even more real, is it just connects the dots with the mind, and you were lucky you were in that course, but sometimes people are not. And this is just to allow them to realize that, when you go out for something you want, the fire is part of that journey, because you have to visualize it, you have to see it, you have to say it. And the fire walking is just there as a catalyst for you to even believe, because if you can walk this fire and not get burned, then that should be then possible. All that I need to do is I need to first believe in myself. I need to believe that I can, that I deserve it. And then I just need to go out and get it, and one way of doing it is visualization and applying the power of the mind. Now, luckily you are an NLP life coach and you've been doing this, so it's easy for you to apply. But for those out there that have never studied it, sometimes this needs that catalyst. And this is where the fire walking is so powerful. And this is why I believe, just to tell you that the world is going to need more firewalks. The world is waiting for people to experience a firewalk. Because why? Because paintballing is not enough to allow people to grow. You need that challenge of mind.
That's the thing. And that's the thing with belief. Sorry, before we continue with, there's something you mentioned. Visualization and using your mind is one thing, but having the faith or knowing, like you chant the words ice cold, so for a fact it's cold. There shouldn't be any doubt, like, what if I burn, and looking down, because then you will burn. So it's about having that faith, that knowingness. And the second thing is, now I kind of lost what the second point I wanted to make, but it's about the belief that you have. And the fire walking, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. When you walk on that fire, I guess it's the proof where the power lies, because beliefs is something that we see in our environment, which kind of, confirms the belief that I have. But the moment you walk on that fire and you didn't burn, it's the proof that, but my mind, I can control my mind. I've got this. There's the proof.
Definitely. And it's also teaching you that point that if you want to get what you want, Now, no matter how many visualization you do and how many times you chant ice cold or using the affirmations, in the end of the day, you have to take that step. You have to move forward as if you already have it. And you just said it, you have to have that faith. It's like you need to walk it, Yes, I can say ice cold, I can say all of this, but to be able to go get it, we need to move forward to be able to go and get it. And that is the other lesson about the fire walking, because it's uncertain. It's nice to say, oh, the fire is ice cold and it's beautiful. And, yes, I can do it. But until you take a step, it means nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, apart from you visualizing and doing it, you saw it as if it is, and you took steps as if you're going to be on the
Yes.
T, and it became real. Now, imagine you can become, and this is where the firewalking is so powerful, you sort of become like an alchemist. Whatever you want to create, you go out and you go create it.
Create it, yes, no, definitely. And the other thing, when it comes to visualization or applying your mind, and that's the other thing you mentioned now, taking that first step. Often we see or we think, if I'm going to sit back, I'm going to visualize and I'm going to see my goals happening. But then one day you're in the shower or you're driving somewhere and you get this brilliant idea, oh, I need to, I need to implement this, or I need to talk to this guy about that idea. And then after a while you think, you know what, it was just a bit of daydreaming, it will never work, then you brush it off. That is the moment where you need to take that step, because now you are receiving that inspiration to get you to your goal. And if you don't act on it, if you don't take that step, you're not going to get there.
Definitely. And then I think, this is also a reason why I believe the world will need firewalking, is that, what COVID has done, it has just put us away from living life again. It has given us fear, it has given us uncertainty because we don't know what to expect tomorrow. It's stopped us from living to our full potential. And sometimes the fire is needed. What happens if I have to ask you, Marika, a fire comes out, and when fire is there, it burns away. But what does it burn away in nature?
It burns away the old. If you look at the veld fire, all that old grass and leaves, and it burns it away.
And it's the same thing in life. When we walk over the fire, it's basically burning off what's not needed in your life. Old thoughts, old mindset, old everything. And so what comes after a good fire? What comes after it?
Yeah, that beautiful green sprouts you can see almost immediately, after a fire.
So what comes after the fire? Yes, it's life, new life. And this is why I always say the fire is basically sort of letting your fears behind it, leaving those, your self-doubt, everything behind you. And you walk towards it and you bring new life in you. It's like, we call it igniting the fire. You're almost like a phoenix rising out of the ashes. But also not only that, I'm a man of faith. And so I believe, God can only bless you if you take action. So also by walking the fire, and after fire, what happens? The rain comes, and the rain brings, with the action, everything brings new life. And this is why the fire is so powerful, because it brings new life in you as an individual to be able to go out for what you want, because you burned off the old and now you can embrace the new.
Yes, and every challenge in life brings that. I mean, there will always be a fire. There
Definitely.
will always be a challenge, and taking you to the next level, and how you perceive it and how you choose to react to it. Yeah. That's important.
And this is what has allowed it did for me. For those who don't know, but I went to climb a mountain by the name of Kilimanjaro. And just for the sake, there we're watching the highest sunrise in Africa. While sitting there, I actually gave up. I couldn't breathe, altitude signal, I had all of this, couldn't breathe, pain, etc. And so one thing my friend did at that moment, he asked me, Cobus, just remember why you claimed to climb this mountain. And then I look back, because that is where fire makes it more powerful, because you have to find a reason why. And my whole journey prepared me for that. So I had to realize, why did I come to do this? Because your why is the most powerful thing. And then part of that is, remember, I walk over fire, I can do anything. And that allowed me to push through and not go down, but see how far I can push myself up with pain, with my crutches. So, this is what the fire also teaches you, is we need to take responsibility for our action. Nobody's going to come and save you. You need to take the action. And that is why I love the fire, because nobody can walk the fire for you. You have to walk the fire.
Absolutely. Now, Cobus, you're saying that you've got a firewalk coming up. When is it? Where is it? How can people join?
So I want to, let me see where is my slide. I have a video that I would love people to see. So I'm just going to get the video so that people can see. Then I just want to show a few photos and things. But the firewalk is happening on the 22nd of September. And that is on a Wednesday. It is in Centurion Golf Estate. And it is, how can I say, from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So it is in the evening. It is after work. And you will be able to come by. So let's just quickly share. I want to show you, because there's a video of a guy without legs that is walking this fire, okay, with his hands. So let me just, I stopped for, sorry for that. Let me go again. So let's quickly watch 22 September. Okay, so did you see the guy with his hands?
Yes, on his hands, and the baby. Like, okay,
yeah, that is my son. That is my son at 2 years old.
That's your son. That's amazing.
So, yeah, and he just went to stand in front of the fire, and he called me and he said, "Ice cold, ice cold." And I'm like, "You want to walk?" He said, "Yes, Dad, I want to walk." And so he walked over the fire. So easy to get the tickets. You just have to go to Quicket, and you just say, you're searching "Celebrating Your Culture with a Firewalk," and you can welcome to go buy tickets there for you. So it's on Quicket. I will just at the chat box, I will drop it in. But I think apart from that is what I want people to do. I want to invite people, if that is okay with you, you know, because there's coaches and everyone, I just want to share something, because the world is needing more people to experience firewalking. You know, there's how many billion of people. So I want to show you something about a journey that can change life. Is that okay with you?
Yes, please share.
Okay, so let me get the share screen again and get you all excited. So, you know, the opportunity is for everyone that is watching. You know, the last one I did was in 2019, and we're doing now one at the end of this month, fully booked, and then again in December. So it's usually every 3 to 4 months. So what we call it's an empowerment coach and firewalk instructor certification, and it's part of the retreat. It's where I want to equip and empower more people to be able to do firewalking. Now, let's just go through it. You know, I became a firewalk instructor in 2012 with the Firewalking Institute in Texas. And that time I had to fly that side and experiencing something that changed my life even more than just firewalking. And I will share with you now. In 2013, I took it even further. A year later, I went to become a firewalking executive. So this is a level up. And then in 2014, I became a master firewalk. And what a master firewalk instructor is someone that now can train others to be able to do the same. And just to give you an example, we don't have to read here, but the one thing is Tony Robbins did the same course. Andy Harrington, for those who don't know, you can go Google these people's name, Edwin Gaines, Tiof, Eker. You know, it's people that have achieved something in life, and especially Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins learned from the fire guru or master, Tolly Burkan, that started firewalking. And so he learned from him, and then he's actually the one, Tony Robbins, that took the firewalking that he learned from Tolly and made it more public and more mainstream for people to follow. But just to give people an idea where firewalking started, Tolly was at a fire one night, and then he saw someone put coals down and walk over it, and he was like, "What? This is amazing!" You know. And so he walked over it without getting burned, and he decided to train people. And so that's how he started. And over the years, firewalking has just evolved even more. And so this is why it's so powerful that we need. Now, just to give you an idea, since 2013, I've trained over 100 instructors, not only in South Africa. Some of them are from Canada, New Zealand, France, Singapore, South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, India. So people around the world have come for it. And South Africa is special for that. Now, one thing about this is, if you're a coach out there, now there's two persons. There's the CEO, the corporate that's just looking for some empowerment. This is for you. Then there's for the coach that says, I need something in my business where I can help people to achieve that excellence. That's something more. And also they earn money from it. So, you know, by doing firewalking, you can earn extra money. So one thing people always ask, can anyone walk over fire? Definitely. Yes, my son at 2 years old, you know, so he's one of the youngest firewalkers in the world that walk over fire. And Marika, I just want to tell you, I need to, sometimes I have to hold him because I can't say to him he can't do it because I think
because you can.
Yeah. So when he's close by, I just need to look at everything because he will jump off buildings. He will jump in the deepest part of the pool. When he couldn't swim, he will just jump in the deepest pool because what? My dad says I can do anything, you know. No fear.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah. So
imagine him being as a grown up, like no boundaries.
Yeah.
No limitation.
No. So his oldest brother, Tian, sits with me and asks me and says, Dad, would you love me and Vian to do firewalking like you do, you know, one day help people? I said, I would love it, man. That would be amazing. Both my boys doing it. And he looks at me and said, but Dad, I just want to tell you, you know, you say to old people they need to follow their heart. I would love to follow my heart and do what my heart tells me to do.
Oh.
And so that was powerful for me. It's like, you know, even that young, they learn and they see from us and what we have to do. So powerful experience. There's some big events that we've done. This is an event with Robin Banks, over 100 people walking over the fire, and just look at how beautiful that firewalk is.
Yeah.
Here's something at Monte Casino. So, you know, one thing is firewalking is so amazing. You can do it anywhere, and I've done it on a rooftop. I've done it in a few different places, and you know, I always say nobody has to have an excuse. Here's another guy that walked with his hands over the fire. So, you know, people ask me, can anyone do it? Well, anyone can as long as you're willing to make the choice, you know, and walk over the fire. So one thing I need to tell you, Marika, now we have about on 11 about now, is that, you remember what I said to you, intentions is important. You know, you have to ask for what you want. So we had one time a lady come to the firewalk and says, Cobus, I don't know why I should walk. I said, you know, what is the biggest challenge in your life you're facing? And like, yeah, me and my husband, we've tried to become pregnant now for more than 5 years. We just gave up. And I said, well, maybe walk for that. You know, and she walks the fire. And about a few weeks later, I got a phone call, tring, 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 tring. And she's like, Cobus, I need to tell you something. I'm pregnant. And I'm like,
no way.
It's not me, is it? You know, just a joke. And she said, no, I'm really pregnant. And so they're pregnant. And guess what? And I kept on telling the story. Be careful for what you ask for, right? You need to be specific. And and then we have now a total of 11 women that walked the fire, and a few months or weeks later they got pregnant. So
you're doing something right.
There, it's not me. It's but I tell
it's
people,
the intention.
It's the intention. People say, but is it a firewalk? No, it's not the fire. And Marika, you know how the mind works. It's basically because you walk over the fire, it's like the brain is making this connection, but okay, we can do this. Why can't this also be possible? And this is what I believe. I think there's just
that's the thing. I think it gives you that proof that anything really is possible. Because if I can walk over this fire, what else can I do? You know?
But you now see why this is important for the world to experience firewalking.
Yes.
Why companies need to take their staff to walk through firewalking. I just finished last night. I was with a company in Sandton, and we did a firewalk for 50 of their leaders. Every one of them walked. And now here's the power. there was like a handful of people that didn't even want to sign the waiver. They said, Cobus, we're not going to sign. We're not walking. We decided there's no way, nobody's going to convince us. And I said, just sign it. It's not just for us, it's for the venue, you know, if in case you also slip and fall, we have to cover and cater for everything, even if you're not going to work. So the one guy that said for 2 months, he knew about this, there's no way. He says, Cobus, you're not going to make me walk. I'm not walking. So I said, no, it's fine. Just trust the process. He was the one that, I don't know how he got it, but he was in front. He was the first one walking the fire.
What?
There's a woman that also didn't want to sign it. Guess what? She walked the fire twice.
Sure. You see.
And that's how powerful it is. And, you know, it's helping people to discover, you know, the reason why I want to walk. Because and this is the secret, I didn't have my whip. I forgot my whip, actually. I didn't force them. We're not going to get a raise. They decided it themselves. With a
and that's the, you know, and that's the thing. Everything starts with a choice. You know, you make that choice and take that first step. No, that's awesome. I can't wait to do my first step.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your virginity.
Can't wait.
So just some more pictures on the retreat. What we do is we also teach you how to do low ropes and team building activities, so that in case you just don't want to do the firewalk, how to do your own courses, how to present it, and presentation skills and marketing skills. We also, unfortunately, we're not doing lion walking this year. The lion walking places have closed down. So we're going to change it with 2 other metaphors, but I can't tell people what it is. You have to come and experience. There's fire walking. I teach you how to do broken glass walking.
Broken glass.
Yeah, without getting cut, right?
Oh,
wow. Breaking board with your bare hands, breaking a cement brick with your bare hands. Breaking an arrow with your throat, you know, if you put your finger there and that stops. But also putting steel there and bending it. I will show you a photo now. Breathwork, low rope. So just to give you an idea, I said, you know, we have had people from around the world that came to do the retreat. Sometimes we had a challenge, Marika. You see, we all have red shirts. So yes. There was at one point where EFF took on the golf courses in Cape Town or somewhere. They did some toy. So we doing a firewalk at the golf estate, right? And they thought we were the EFF to come and toy. People were so scared.
With your red shirts.
Yeah. So part of the journey of the retreat is we enjoying good wine. So if you're a good wine drinker, you want to experiencing something new. And then we walk every night over the fire and enjoying the fire. You learn how to make the fire. Yeah, you do the board break. Here's the steel bar. So it's where you physically bend steel with your throat, right? And as you can see, it bends like butter. You know, I'm big, she's little, and you know, she's bending the bar. Walking over broken glass. So people say, no, but what about my weight? Well, if my friend that side can do it, you can do it as well. You know. So what we do is we not only get you to experience all of this, we teach you also how to do it and how to facilitate it so that you can create a safe environment for people to experience. Like I said, some team building activities. Yes, we are doing a trust fall. It's powerful. Nice. And then we do something called the shit spit. Okay, so it's a release of all of the shit in your life. Then there's some spiritual journey. We do a labyrinth walk. We do some breath work. We do a sweat lodge. So, you know, we have one day just specific on spirituality. We find your creative side where you learn something called dot art, and you can create your inner joy and bring out your creativity. We do some yoga. We do some Tai Chi. You know, so it's all about body, mind, and spirit journey to get that full healing process. We learn to do some drumming, to use drums as a skill to help people to find the beat, you know. Yeah, but I don't even have any rhythm. It's okay, as long as you can just make some sound, you know, because in life, no matter what sound you make, it is important. You need to have to make your sound. Your sound needs to be heard. And here's a cement brick. I don't know if you can see there. It's a thick cement that you break with your hand. Can you believe that, eh?
Amazing.
And the one thing about the brick, you only have one shot. You only have one shot to do it. And it teaches us in life that, you know, you only have one shot. So
Sure.
if you have to put everything in it. You can't just go half ask into it. You have to put all of your effort and energy in it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we teach you how to build your own fireworks, how to lay it, how to build it, how to light it, all of it, so that you can do firewalking for your family, for your friends, and for people. And then we also do a knife drop. So we take a
What?
knife and you drop it on your stomach without it
What?
being.
Oh wow! No, this is quite out of one's comfort zone, hey?
Definitely, definitely. This is powerful. It's so scary when you see that knife coming down. You know, and you just have to control your breathing. You are in control. And then, look, if you're not
What?
following the process, it will definitely peg. Because what we do before that is we drop it on just on the normal floor, and it pegs in the floor. Okay, because that is a wooden floor. So it is a real knife. So it's not fake.
Oh my
So,
skull.
Mareike, you must feel that fear of you
Yeah, I
seeing
can
the knife
imagine.
coming. It
Sure.
is
So the person lying down needs to control the fear.
the fear and the breathing and everything, because
Oh, wow.
you're not control of that knife dropped and when it drops. So you can see he stands. So it's from a high distance that it has to be dropped.
That's next level.
Here's the next level as well. On the last night, we walk 108 times on the fire. So it's built in a circle. It's about
Yeah?
250 meters in length if you count up every time that you walk over the fire. So we walk 108 times. So mainly 107, and then the last walk is about 12 meters long. And so we do that one in silence. So that is basically our celebration walk to finish off the whole week of training that we've gone through. And here's just another photo of the 3 fires going. So we're basically walking in a circle the whole time. And yeah, then afterwards you get your certification and you celebrate and you become part of we call it the fire tribe. And, plenty of different people have done this from around the world. You remember to live without regret and whatever it takes. There's we call it Marlow Beats, the fire beats, and it represents the 108 for walking 108 times around on the fire. So it's a momentum that you take with you. And so for people just to know that anyone, there's Spice Girl that has walked on fire. There's Oprah Winfrey that has walked over fire with Tony Robbins, so everyone. Yes, T.F. Ecker, Andy Harrington, top speakers of the world that has applied and learned this and, has brought it into their trainings. And then you have the opportunity to go out and impact the world by, doing firewalks for companies, for people, for maybe you have courses or your own retreats where you can impact. This is why I'm so passionate about it. I want to reach 20 million people in the next 5 years. I can't do it without training other firewalk instructors. If I can train enough people to go out and change the world, I can reach that 20 million in the next 5 years. So, so you become an empowerment coach. So that is it. I just want to show you quickly something else. And this is the power, Mareike, is for people to come and experience firewalking. Let me just quickly go and play you a video. That is okay. Where is it? Okay, there it is.
Wow. No wonder they call you the Superman of South Africa. You do amazing stuff, Cobus.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and so if the fire is calling you, please come and join us, become part of the fire tribe. And, I don't know if you saw it, but, you fall in love with the fire. There's just something magical about fire when you're around fire, when you learn how to work the fire and play with the fire. Fire is magical. It's like there's something magical about it. And, and with all of the lessons we taught through up till now, that is why I'm where I'm today. That's why I can't give up. That's why I want to live my life to the fullest. That's why I have this slogan, whatever it takes, never give up. You're so much more, there's so much more to you than what you think you are, what's possible. So yeah, Marika, hopefully one day you can come and join, and anyone out there. And if anyone has any questions about fire, maybe, we're almost probably at the end, but is there any questions you have from your side?
No, I don't have any questions, and I can't see now on the Facebook page, but I'm sure if there is, we can answer them. I just really enjoyed this conversation. I look forward to walking my first fire walk and finding more about the course. I mean, it just sounds amazing. Because I'm all about the mind, and the mindset and the power of the mind, and this is just next level. I love what you do. So thank you so much for sharing this evening. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you, Marika, and thank you for what you are doing. You're also doing amazing work. Always follow, and I think part of the world needs you, and you're already being seen. You're creating that reality of being on TV. So start thinking bigger, start going out, and remember the world is waiting for you. And so thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey and your group tonight. I really appreciate it. And yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. And we'll see more of each other again, and soon we'll see you again on our station again, our radio show.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Cobus. Have a lovely evening, and thank you who joined us this evening. And this video will be obviously on the group available to keep watching. I'm sure some people will get in contact with you. I mean, I can't wait. So brilliant. I love your work. Thank you so much, Cobus.
Thank you. I hope I see you on Wednesday.
I will try and make a plan. My sister actually asked me, today, so are we walking on fire next week? I said, let me just check on that. So it's on our to-do list.
Okay, it's good. See you on Wednesday.
Okay, awesome. All right, have a good night. Thank you, Cobus.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.